This red light intermission is brought to you by the wonderful red light at Riverside Drive, which never seems to turn green for people here on my street. Welcome to episode number 25 of the Langille Show. My name is Brian Langille, and as you can probably tell right now, I'm actually in traffic. Recording episode number 25. I want to get a couple things done today. One's film the show, and two's go for a drive. So I figured, hey, why not tie the two of them together? Yeah, so I'm recording the show. I got a couple things I want to talk about here. If you notice the fact I'm tired, you've got an amazing eye, and the reason I am is because of the fact that I was up last night till almost 2:30 watching game number 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. How's that wind? Should I put this up? Anyway, yeah, I was up till like 2:30 watching game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, and I got to admit I was hooked. Not so much because I expected the Penguins to win because they were getting their asses handed to them, so I kind of expected them to do the JOB, but I'm a hockey traditionalist and I like to see the Stanley Cup awarded, so I figured I'd stay up and watch it and see how long it would go, and I guess it went to like triple overtime, which I guess I did. I know I stayed up for the whole thing, but it kind of blends together after a bit, especially at, 20 after 2 in the morning. I think my camera's moving here, so my next red light, I'm going to have to adjust that. Ah, there we go. Anyway, yeah, the Penguins had no business winning that game. I'll talk to you since I'm on a red light. And, being outshot as bad as they did, they owe Marc-Andre Fleury absolutely huge. And to me personally, green light. The game didn't have to go to triple overtime. If I was the head coach, a cruise ship, that's awesome. If I was the head coach of the Red Wings, and I had a chance to call a timeout in the first overtime, I would have called Chris Osgood over, and I would have said, you know what, Chris, overtime is great, winning the cup at home is fantastic, but I'm not saying lose, I'm just saying don't try so hard to win. And I bet you a lot of you are sitting there going now, Brian, for someone who just said they're a hockey traditionalist, how could you possibly say that? And you're true, you're right, that's a good point, but my logic is this. If they were to lose game 5, which they did, but if they were to lose game 5, quote unquote, accidentally, they're guaranteed game 7 back in Detroit. So they can lose last night's game in the first overtime, and let's face it, Detroit's an older team. They're older guys. They're probably exhausted now, and they're not going to rebound as fast as the Pittsburgh players are because they're younger, they're faster, etc., etc. So if I was the coach, I would have, suggested Osgood not go all out in overtime. If you lose the game, you lose the game. You're still guaranteed a game 6 to win the cup in Pittsburgh, and if by chance the cards aren't, lined up for that one, you've still got game 7 back in Detroit. So my logic would be lose the battle, win the war. Keep your players refreshed, keep them, without being exhausted, etc., and come back and, do it in game 6, and if not game 6, definitely game 7. That's how I would have done it. I'm going to try to switch lanes here, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, so that's how I would have pulled it off. That's what I would have done. The end result is the same. Detroit lost, so they're down. They're up 3-2 at this point, but their players are probably still sleeping this morning. They're probably exhausted. So I'm in the wrong lane. Fuck, I hate that. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people going, you know what, Brian, you're rigging the Stanley Cup Finals, you're tarnishing the game of hockey, etc., etc. And you can look at it like that if you want, but if I've got an average age of my team of the early to mid 40s, I don't think I want to play 2 games in one night. You know what I mean? So I would have taken the loss and been prepped for game 6 back in Pittsburgh. That's how I would have done it. Of course, I'm not an NHL coach, so what do I know? Good old Jesse the Body Ventura used to say, live to fight another day. That's what I would have done. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Charlottetown. You can't really see the water because my camera moved again. I'm going to see if I can fix that. But, please ignore the beeping as I adjust my camera. There's the water. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just enjoying a drive on my lunch break, checking things out. There's a cruise ship to my right that you can't see because it's, you know, opposite the camera. But when I turn around here, you'll check it on the way back. So this is more for the novelty of going for a drive and recording the show than it is for content. So if you're watching the show hoping that I'm going to do something, you know, super entertaining or something super funny or something like that, I'm pretty sure you're going to be disappointed with this episode. But if you ever want to see what it's like to go for a drive around Charlottetown while recording the Langille Show, someone looking at me like I'm absolutely nuts. Anyway, yes, I'm talking to a camera. Did you want to be on the show? I'm going to keep going until you see the cruise ship, because that's going to be the main event of this episode. So let me keep on driving here. Oh, and the police. This isn't good. And I'm driving without a seatbelt with a camera. This is definitely bad. Let's put the seatbelt back on, kids, because the lesson is always drive with your seatbelt. That's my safety tip for the day. Anyway, you'll see coming up here on your right here very shortly a Subway, on your left a KFC. I'm eating at neither of those today because I'm a good person who brought his lunch and will not spend money at a fast food establishment. It's nice to tie the episodes together, don't you think? Okay, kids. You're coming up on the cops now, so make sure you wave and smile. I'm wearing my seatbelt, things are good. Look to your left and you shall see the police. There they are. Don't know what that guy did, but he's still there, so obviously something big happened. And we are coming up on the Stratford Bridge, and if you look again to your left, you will start seeing a cruise ship shortly. I can see it, why can't you guys? Okay, coming up on the Stratford Bridge, if you look to your left, kids, you should see a cruise ship. Whoa, a little bumpy. You should see a cruise ship momentarily. If not, I'm going to be really pissed off because the whole idea of me coming across this bridge was for you guys to see the cruise ship. Where is the cruise ship? How the fuck did I miss a cruise ship? There it is! Told ya. There's the cruise ship, folks. How the thing eluded the camera for so long, I have no idea. Anyway, we're coming back into Charlottetown. On your right is a Tim Hortons and a Wendy's. Both of them walking distance of my job, just in case I want a coffee or a burger or both. But I don't, because I'm good. I'm trying to lose weight, remember? Anyway, as I'm coming through traffic here, no, you can't go through. As I'm coming through traffic here, I'm going to wrap this one up. This has been episode number 25 of the Langille Show. My name's Brian Langille. I hope you enjoyed the experience. We're doing something different, driving around town. You can check out the Langille Show at youtube.com, facebook.com, and of course, langilleletter.com. You can check out the Langille Letter at langilleletter.com and facebook.com. So thank you for watching the show. I do appreciate it. Thank you for spending your lunch break with me. Until next time, take care, and as I said earlier, always remember to wear your seatbelt, kids.